When it comes to shooting video, proper camera setup is key to producing high quality results. Now, you may have noticed that this shot isn't exactly set up properly, so let's go ahead and fix it. There, I think that's better, yeah. So, what exactly makes this shot better than the previous one? And how exactly do you set the camera up properly anyway? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing you need to do when you're setting up the camera is make sure it's high enough. If your camera's too low, it gives your subject a sort of dominating feeling, which is usually not desirable for an interview. Now, if you want your subject to feel overpowering, then by all means, use a low angle. But otherwise, get the camera higher. On the other hand, it is possible to get the camera too high, resulting in a high angle shot. This makes the subject feel weak and is also not desirable in an interview type situation. So please lower the camera. Please. Overall, the best height for the camera is going to be about eye level with your subject. This allows the camera to look straight on at them and puts them at the same level as the viewer, rather than having your subject power over them or cower at their feet. Once you have your camera height set, the next step is to level the camera. If your subject looks like they haven't had their V8 this morning, then you probably don't have the camera leveled properly. This tilted framing is known in the film industry as a Dutch angle. Dutch angles really shouldn't be used for an interview type situation. They kind of give the image a dramatic, unsettled feeling and can leave your viewers feeling a little uneasy. So avoid them. So what's the best way to make sure that the camera is level? Well, probably the easiest and most accurate is going to be to just go out and buy a tripod with a level built into it. Now, if for some reason you really don't want to go out and buy a tripod with a level, then just find something in the shot that you know is level. Say maybe a tabletop or a window frame, and use that as a guide. So, your camera's at the right height and it's level. That means you're ready to start shooting, right? Wrong. You also need to make sure that you're framing your subject properly, and the best way to do that is follow a little rule known as the rule of thirds. Now, the rule of thirds is simple. Just take your frame, divide it up into 3 equal horizontal and vertical sections, and then line up key parts of your subject along the lines that divide those sections. The most important line is going to be the top horizontal one. Line up your subject's eyes with that line, and you've got most of your framing work done. This ensures that they don't have too much or too little space above their head, also known as headroom. Now, typically, you'd also want to line your subject's body up on one of the 2 vertical lines, especially if you're filming a conversation between 2 people, or you have graphics to fill the empty part of the frame. For a situation like this, however, when I'm just talking straight to the camera, it's usually better to just leave the subject centered. So there you have it. If you want to make sure you're producing the best quality footage possible for your videos, then make sure you've got your camera set up properly. Otherwise, you could scare your clients away.